I'm Angela Stribling for Capital Jazz TV, and I caught up with the host tonight, Mr. Donnie Simpson. This is your first time hosting for Capital Jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't look happy.
No.
What's the matter, honey?
Well, you know,
You're just so cool.
I mean, anytime the bench beats you by 42 points, they outscored us. You know, we too many turnovers. You know, we just.
Who are you?
It's tough.
It's tough.
I always wanted to do one of them interviews like an athlete.
I
you know?
see. Start flexing a little bit. Oh, man.
It's like, you know, I have to do this. I don't really want to.
Exactly, like pulling teeth. You know, it's funny. Now, you're used to being on the other side of the interview, doing the interviews.
Yeah.
I bet if you think back to your days hosting Video Soul, there had to be some that were probably a little bit difficult to do. Were there?
Yeah. Well, it's funny, but the most difficult ones were always Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Your best friends.
And Sugar Ray Leonard.
Your best friends.
Right.
Why were they difficult?
Because you know each other so well that it's very funny, you know, to suddenly see each other in a formal setting.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
You know,
true.
and then things tend to get inside too much. You make inside comments, everybody relaxes. So, you know, it was just always weird. I just never looked forward to those interviews. They were just hard because my best friends.
Yeah, well,
You know?
I'm one of your best friends, and I'm interviewing you, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, well, I'm loving it too.
So,
and you're a lot
Donnie.
prettier than Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, and Ray Leonard.
I've always loved
so
you.
this makes it a lot easier.
You know, I always look forward to being a part of Capital Jazz every year in some capacity. But this is your first time doing it.
First year.
So
First
how is
year.
it so far? How
Oh,
are
it's-
you?
It was great.
Yeah?
I'm just hosting the one night, the Friday night, first night, with an upcoming group called King.
Oh, yeah. They're awesome.
In Vogue and New Edition. And so it's been great. You know, for me, it's been like a reunion. You know, I hadn't seen In Vogue since they were guest on Video Soul 20-something years ago.
Wow.
So
Time
it was
flies.
really, really good to see them. They're really cool people. You know, I see New Edition. I mean, we've always stayed in touch. You know.
Oh, you
so-
have?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so they're all my boys, you know.
That's nice.
Yeah, I was hoping to see Bobby, you know, but he's not here tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, when I introduced you to introduce In Vogue, the crowd went bananas. Bananas, bigger than the artist. You know, I'm thinking, you know, Donnie, you're an icon. You know, I mean, I'm sure you know this and you hear this all the time, but that's got to feel some kind of good.
Well, it does, you know. I mean, it's amazing. You know, I don't quite understand it, but I certainly appreciate it. You know, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's I had this conversation with one of my boys, George Parker, 2 nights ago. We were just talking about that. And he was just saying how it's just amazing that after all these years, you still get that. And
I mean, in a very big way.
yeah, I know. I mean, I was even telling my wife that it's gotten deeper. You know, it really has. It's
Yeah, what do you mean? It's got
the reaction, the response from the audience when I'm introduced now. That is, it's just weird how it has grown. I mean, it's more intense now than it ever was, which is kind of strange to me.
Yeah.
You know, so you know. I ain't gonna try to explain it.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it
just
coming,
thank you.
baby. You're right. You know
Thank
that's
you,
right.
yeah.
You know, and you came back to radio. How long has it been now? Has it been 1 year?
Yeah, I've been back almost a year now, after 5.5 years of retirement. You know, and then back to TV
And
too.
back to TV.
And I hadn't been in TV for 20 years, roughly 19, 20, something like that.
Gosh, was
And,
it that long
Yeah,
ago?
it's been a long time. It wasn't this century. It was like 97 or 98 was my last show. Was Video
Wow.
Soul. And
You're getting old.
hey,
Not me.
I know.
You're out there by yourself.
That's all right. Hey,
I'll admit nothing. But Donnie,
hey, I'm happy to get old, man.
you know that's right. That is really
I'm telling
wonderful.
you, I welcome all these years.
No, Donnie, you're actually
You
very
know.
young, and you look so good, and you're
Oh,
in
thank
such
you.
good shape.
Oh, please. I wish.
You know what?
Not a-
What's so exciting for me, seeing you here tonight, like you said, you've been on a hiatus and you hadn't been doing radio, you hadn't been doing television. But I would see you occasionally. You'd be out and, hosting something here, something there, or on the golf course.
Yeah.
Or with your grandchildren.
Absolutely. My favorite job.
So your life has changed pretty dramatically in the last year.
Yeah, it has. It has. And that's been quite an adjustment. As a matter of fact, when we were doing the deal to bring me back to radio and TV, my boy George, who does all my contracts and stuff, he says, well, they've agreed to everything you wanted. The only reason to not do it now is just because you just don't want to do it. I mean, can you think of any reason? And I said, yeah, I can't pick Nora up at 3 o'clock. That's my granddaughter, who was 7 at the time. And, I pick her up most days, and but I get to shout her out on the radio, and I bet Nora prefers that.
I actually saw her on TV with you when you right before you came back to radio, and you guys did something on local television.
Right,
and she looked like a star.
Oh, she's a ham. She's awesome, though. She's so pretty, and now I have 4 grandkids now. My son has 3.
Nice.
Nora, Cooper, and Ellie, and then my daughter just had her first, Eden Star.
Wow.
She's just shy of 4 months now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh man, I love them, man. I can't get enough.
Donnie, people love you nationally, but in the Washington, D.C. area, you are revered.
Wow.
And it's wonderful just to be here with you and to see you out and hosting this event.
Well, thank you.
Do you think you'll ever do this again?
Man, if they ask me, I would love to. I mean, this was fun tonight. I really enjoyed it because, I went through a period where I didn't host anything for a long time. I never did concerts and stuff. Back in the day, I used to do them all the time, but then, I just got, just jaded, I guess. Once you see everybody and, it's just I just didn't want to be out. I just wanted to be home. I'm a homebody. I'm boring.
No, I love that too, though. I cherish the downtime. But now, since you've not done it for so long, you're back. It's kind of like it's fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And people want you to do a lot of things. This return has just brought a lot more attention, and so I don't know. It's cool to be out. I was out there like tonight on stage, thinking like watching En Vogue. I said, you know what? I think this is the first time I've ever seen them, because I used to never do any concerts and stuff. So I think this was the first time I've ever seen them perform, and it was great. I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I've seen New Edition. I see them all the time because they're my boys. So I come down to visit them sometimes if they're in town. But
it was good to see En Vogue back. I'm glad. They said they never stopped.
No, I know.
I hadn't heard them in a long time, but it was so good to see them tonight.
Yeah. Very talented.
Very,
Put on
very
a great show.
A great show. All right,
and still
Donnie,
look amazing.
They look amazing. Well,
like you.
Like you.
No, please.
Thank you.
Well, you are beautiful. Like I said on stage, looking like a strawberry Pop-Tart.
What you said? I missed that.
I know you didn't hear that.
Thank you very much.
I'm telling you.
Okay. I like Pop. Do you like Pop-Tarts?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then we're good. You know what? Before I let you go, I know you're all over social media, and people want to stay connected to you. How do they do that?
Well, I'm on Facebook. It's just Donnie Simpson. Twitter, it's Donnie Simpson.
Let me think.
Instagram.
Could it be?
I think it's Donnie Simpson. I'm not sure. I have someone helping me with that now.
Okay, that's good.
I think, it's got to be. No, it is something a little different. I don't know what it is.
Just look for Donnie
Google it, Bama. Google it.
They will find you. Thank you so much, Donnie.
Oh, man. Thank you,
You're
Angela.
awesome.
I love you.
I love you, too. Yes.
All right, baby. Thanks for having me.